It's me.
Sylvia, is that you?
You know what to do.
This guide ended up being a lot longer than expected, so I divided it in several videos explaining each boss battle.
Insanity, Travis.
See the title for each video in the playlist, and if you want, watch the last part of the last video for a quick resume of everything I covered.
Your return.
To farm for junk in No More Heroes 3 in the most optimal way, you need three things: the Legend Chip, the C Chip, and the Tiga Chip. And yes, you need the Legend Chip if you want to save a lot of time at the beginning, so please follow my lead here. Here I'll guide you through the bosses needed to get those three chips as soon as possible, in that difficulty. Because once you have those, farming becomes 10 times easier. I'll start by adding that if you're here farming that difficulty, at least you should have tried the Spicy or Carolina Reaper difficulty levels, so you'll probably have all the common and uncommon junk necessary to create the chips if you have completed a fair amount of designated matches and defense missions in your playthrough, with a few exceptions that I'll explain when needed. For the Legend Chip, you need Baseball Bat 6 units, Rhino Horn 6 units, Space Sheet Monster Core 6 units, Utopiland Blueprints 1 unit, and a Singularity Generation device. This chip allows you to project a slash with the first swing of the Beam Katana. It seems irrelevant and not necessary at all, but Midori doesn't think so.
Drop it! Raspberry!
Like at all. As stated before, you must have plenty baseball bats and rhino horns from your playthrough. If you don't have the 6 Space Sheet Monster cores, you need to search for the Special Edition number 2, that allows you to fight this guy. Any defense mission can get randomly replaced with the Special Editions. Every time you beat one or fast travel, they reset. You also need to know that in order to get the Special Editions to appear, you need to kill the guys in the designated matches that appear before the ranking battles. If you don't do that, the Special Editions will not appear. If that happened to you, just finish every single designated match in the map to be sure. I looked for the Special Editions between the Dead Food Market and the parking lot in the Perfect World. Also remember that a Space Sheet appears for the first time in a designated match in the Beach of Call of Battle. With that out of the way, you must have at least one Utopiland blueprint from the last battle with Damon. If not, I encourage you to fight him and the other bosses in a spicy difficulty at least, since the strategies I'll be talking about in this guide are for that difficulty and it's good if you practice and get some junk in the process. The only thing left is the Singularity Generation device from Mr.Blackhole in that difficulty, so let's do it. The boss guide will be as follows. First, an explanation of the attacks of each boss, then an actual fight to see how to kill the boss. First, as a recommendation, go fight any boss battle and get the full green mode. Don't use it and finish the fight. Then go and save. That way, the next time you enter a fight, you can activate the full green mode right away. It becomes very useful with most of the bosses, including Mr.Blackhole. It doesn't hurt to remember that you need to fully upgrade Travis at the power-up machine before attempting any farming. It is also recommended that you equip all 3 Dyna Chip EX if you can, or the normal version of the Dyna Chip, because you're never going to use heavy attacks. If you don't have those, don't worry, you can use great chips too, because in that is one-hit KO. And if by any chance you don't have those, just use any chip available that doesn't lower the power of your attacks.
Pretty impressive, Earthling.
Don't underestimate Earthlings.
Blackhole will warp through black holes 3 times before doing a superhero landing on you. Use this moment to recharge your katana and keep moving. The shockwave is another attack with a little window to escape. Just dodge away when needed and never use heavy combos. This applies to all the bosses. There's a way to cancel it, so keep watching the video to find out. Sometimes he will warp only his arms. Just run away and wait until the attack is over to counter. 3 times in the yellow phase, multiple times in the second, finalizing with a clap using both hands. There are cases when only 2 arms show up, featuring a slower animation. In the red phase, he'll blast a shockwave through the entire field. Just be ready to jump. And finally, some black holes will appear in the field to limit your movement for the rest of the fight. The best way to counter this is to prevent him from casting those.
Sweet bloodlust.
Start the fight by dead kicking his ass and throwing a death slow. Unleash a burst attack to get a slash and stop whatever he's casting. Continue with a full normal combo and then a burst attack. Then repeat that to get another slash. Do another normal combo and your battery will be down. So use that kick and proceed to recharge. He will then warp out and start doing any of the attacks mentioned earlier. The hands 3 times and attack. He'll appear again. Try any attacks at your disposal at this moment, because he'll likely teleport again soon. When he appears again after another warp, do a death slow with a burst attack to perform a slash. And from this point onward is basically the same. Repeat those combos to avoid him to call out the black holes in the field and use that force to cancel his casting if needed. The key here is doing a burst attack to perform a slash as many times as possible. When you see that the red bar of his health is almost close to be halfway through, 15 to 16 red bars, use the full green mode to save for this battle and do a tiger attack followed by a multi-missile.
Get some. Here we go. Fuck you. Strawberry.
Then proceed to attack and perform the final slash to kill him. Not every single time it will go as smoothly as shown here, but just keep in mind that you save a lot of time with the full green mode and by stopping his casting. If you fail to perform a burst attack in time, he'll likely kill you with any of his attacks or fill the ground with holes. Just be mindful of those and don't overextend your combos. Be on the lookout for his other attacks. If you don't get the singularity, just reload your save and try again, so you don't lose the full green mode. Doing this doesn't affect the drop rate at all. You need to get one singularity generation device to create the legend chip, but you need another to create the C chip. So keep doing this boss until you get 2. It's good practice and you'll find out just how insane the drop rate is. Create the legend chip and proceed to farm the junk for the best chip in the entire game, the C chip, that reduces the cooldown of the death blow skills to 0. and requires 2 units of Baptist Family Secret Treasure and a unit of a Destroy Brain, a Galactic Rolling Thunder Rainbow, a Night Reaper Blade, a Twin Fist Beast Blood Crystal, a Grape Juice, and a Singularity Generation device. The last one, you already have it, so let's get the others, starting with a Twin Fist Beast Blood Crystal from Midorikawa, the easiest boss in the entire game in that difficulty, if you use my method. And no, we don't take Oma into consideration here. See you in the next video with Midorikawa.
Otaku talk, so could you not?
Fine, whatever. I can fight all day here.
Alright, I'm not gonna hold back, okay? Wakey wakey, it's morning. Huh? Morning already? I'm thirsty.